those good old days while I was a student, there was a book from here, from America, and a movement from here. It was called Christopher's movement.
Okay.
And there used to be one James Keller. He wrote that book, You Too Can Change the World. And the focus at the moment was every individual can make a contribution. And the slogan at the moment, it's better to light a candle than to curse darkness. So he was getting people to realize that they all have a role to play, and they too have the power in them to affect changes in the world. And I used to be interested in that, getting people to do something to change the world. And then I used to study a lot on this motivational psychology, how to get people involved and commit themselves. As I was doing like that, I got to know the power of the groups. And there was, I think, in late 1960s, there were books like, Groups Alive, Church Alive, Power. But then the group dynamics was emerging as a science. And then I got interested in groups. And then, but my main interest was in the mass media.
Okay.
So I was studying journalism. I went from India to the Philippines to study journalism there. And there, while I was there, something that changed my shift of emphasis is on the studies on the effects of mass media.
Okay.
There was one Joseph Clapper. This man was trying to put together the various conclusions of the various researches done all over the world with regard to the efficacy of mass media. And he came to that conclusion. His conclusion was the media help more to reinforce than to change. And then if at all they change, it is more in the realm of minor attitudinal changes and not in the realm of well-established attitudinal changes. And so if you want somebody to say, to change completely, a kind of a conversion like that, media is not the one to be dependent upon entirely. Then there were again studies on where the media is more effective and where the media is less effective. And where the media is more effective, in extensive level it is more effective. That means, information, nothing like it to reach. Then creating a kind of awareness on it, creating certain kind of interest in it. So like this, extensive level more, and as it comes down, and to the level of decision making, implementation, follow up, and all these things, this effect of the media comes down and down, and there something else takes over. That is the realm of interpersonal relationships.
Okay.
So how do we combine the effect of the mass media, extensive effect of the mass media, and the intensive effect of the interpersonal relationships? So one of the things suggested those days was, kind of small groups, form them in thousands. And then like the concept behind farmers, radio clubs and so on. Have groups, then give them message. The groups are there to interact, to get to one another, to get over the various internal filters the fellow has got, and then to withstand the various pressures against change. Then their interpersonal relationship comes and helps. So that's in the groups. Then extensionally the media comes to feed them with the matters for discussion, information, ideas and so on. A kind of combined effect would be better. That's the idea. And then I was just thinking on that. At that time I came to know about the Latin American basic Christian communities.
Okay.
what they did in Latin America, the big parishes formed into small neighborhood communities called base communities. And basic ecclesial Christian communities, they call like that. The idea is small sized forums, and then the wider forum like a parish becomes the coming together, a communion of communities like that.
Okay.
So there I also, that kind of networking is very important, because they can come together as thousands of groups. They need to be federated if they have to be a force, a decisive force. Then that was very appealing to me. And why was a parish then in one parish? Then I tried to start this in the parish in 1977. And then now within these 30 years, it has become the normal thing in all the parishes, more or so to say, in India, all the dioceses in India. This parish becomes a community, a communion of small neighborhood-based communities. And then I said, this cannot remain merely at the church level. And then if you want a new world, it's not through the church people alone we are going to our work. We have to work with all people of goodwill. So how do we do that? How do we involve them all in the process of change? Then I said, why not we have neighborhood communities instead of where people of all religions, whoever there is in the neighborhood, come together. So territorially organized neighborhood communities. Why not we go for that?